The 11th house, Labha Bhava, the fulfillment of desires, gains, social media, Taurus rising part 1, the preserver who must move beyond comfort. For Taurus rising, the 11th house, Labha Bhava, falls in Pisces, a mutable water sign ruled by Jupiter and co-ruled, traditionally, by Ketu. Taurus, grounded, sensual, and security-seeking, finds itself pulled into a domain that is spiritual, abstract, and emotionally porous. Here, the earthbound soul must dream. The practical builder must imagine. And the lover of stability is called to swim through the ocean of collective consciousness and spiritual longing. Pisces in the 11th asks Taurus rising to shift their desire from the material to the meaningful. Gains are no longer purely tangible. They are soulful, karmic, and often intangible. Fulfillment isn't just about wealth or status, it's about connection, compassion, and contribution. Here, desires evolve. Friendships become spiritual teachers, networks become paths of healing, and social success depends not on effort alone, but on surrender. Pisces in the 11th, the dreamer's web of gains. Pisces infuses the 11th house with intuition, universality, and divine timing. For Taurus rising, this means that their social networks are not transactional, they're soulful. They attract artists, mystics, empaths, and healers. The best gains come not through strategy, but through resonance. Not by pushing, but by allowing. This is a house where manifestation is real, but it works through faith, not force. Careers or gains may flow through creative industries, spirituality, healing arts, nonprofits, or dream-led ventures like film, music, or metaphysical work. There is karmic reward in using their grounded gifts to build ethereal visions. The more they align with the collective unconscious, the more the universe flows through them. Jupiter as Lord, expanding through the invisible. Jupiter rules Pisces and thus governs this 11th house. For Taurus rising, Jupiter is the natural lord of growth, wisdom, and philosophical wealth. When strong, it brings friends who are guides and communities that uplift through belief, hope, and compassion. Gains come through vision, charity, or teaching others how to dream bigger. But if afflicted, Jupiter may lead them into delusion, chasing vague hopes, becoming overly idealistic about friendships, or giving too much without boundaries. The key lies in anchoring their dreams. When they bring their earthy realism to the oceanic expansiveness of Jupiter, they become channels for spiritual abundance. From security to surrender. The 11th house teaches Taurus rising that the soul's true wealth is never hoarded. It is shared. They must evolve beyond transactional relationships into transcendental connections. Their steady nature must make peace with uncertainty. Their love of structure must yield, at least here, to trust. Fulfillment for Taurus rising isn't found by building walls, it's found by building bridges. To create beauty that belongs not just to them, but to all. To gain, they must release. To belong, they must believe. Activation years and turning points. The 11th house activates at ages 11, 23, 35, 47, 59, 71, and 83. These years may bring waves of collective engagement, expansion through networks, or spiritual breakthroughs via community or collaboration. At 23 or 35, Taurus rising may enter fields of art, healing, or begin aligning gains with their ideals. At 47 or 59, they often realize that success without soul is empty and turn toward work that uplifts, not just earns. Each activation reminds them, what you long for is not out there. It is what your soul is ready to serve. From stability to soul purpose. Ultimately, Pisces in the 11th house teaches Taurus rising that desire must become devotion. That gain is not about ownership, it's about offering. That social media is not just a platform, it is a frequency. The best results flow when they trust, serve, and connect from the heart, not the ledger. This is where the preserver becomes the visionary, where the sensualist becomes the servant of beauty, and where Taurus rising, born to hold and protect, learns that the universe rewards those who give with grace. The 11th house, Labha Bhava, the fulfillment of desires, gains, social media, Taurus rising part 2. 8 most defining conjunctions in Pisces, where desire becomes devotion and dreams turn into karmic currency. For Taurus rising, Pisces rules the 11th house, a mystic realm governed by Jupiter and traditionally co-ruled by Ketu. Here, desire loses its edge and begins to dissolve into collective empathy. The fixed earth sign of Taurus must now learn to gain by letting go, to manifest not through control, but through trust. These 8 conjunctions in Pisces mark karmic inflection points, moments when Taurus rising is called to expand not through strategy, but through surrender, to build not for the self alone, but for the soul of the whole. Jupiter and Venus, graceful abundance or indulgent escapism. This exalted union brings beauty, kindness, and the power of attraction in collective spaces. For Taurus rising, it may draw gains through art, music, healing, or spiritual community. If benefic, they become benefactors, nurturing communities, supporting causes, or leading with aesthetics and empathy. If afflicted, it can result in overindulgence, boundary loss, or superficial generosity. Dharma awakens when they learn that real wealth is what flows through them, not what they cling to. Jupiter and Sun, inspired leadership or inflated savior complex. This conjunction elevates the Taurus native into moral leadership among networks. They may be seen as wise elders, spiritual guides, or creative visionaries within their circles. If benefic, they shine as channels of inspiration, mentors who uplift with humility. If afflicted, it can manifest as ego cloaked in service, or a compulsive need to be seen as the one who helps. Karma stabilizes when they let leadership emerge organically, not performatively. Jupiter and Mercury, messenger of light or overwhelmed communicator. This blend brings poetic articulation, spiritual insight, and intuitive teaching. Taurus rising may share messages that inspire, soothe, or elevate the collective. If benefic, they are gifted writers, teachers, counselors, or digital spiritualists. If afflicted, the mind can become foggy, scattered, or unable to translate feeling into form. Their path clarifies when they treat communication as service, not spectacle. Jupiter and Ketu, selfless server or lost in the crowd. This powerful spiritual conjunction demands ego detachment in the realm of social gains. Taurus rising may experience unexpected gains through charity, sacrifice, or anonymous work. If benefic, they serve silently and receive abundantly. If afflicted, they may struggle to assert their desires or experience repeated dissolutions of friendships and networks. Growth begins when they anchor their giving in grounded clarity, not martyrdom. Venus and Neptune, divine beauty or idealistic illusions. This dreamy fusion enhances artistic magnetism, empathy, and aesthetic mysticism. Taurus rising with this may attract fame through music, visual arts, or emotionally resonant platforms. If benefic, they enchant audiences with sincerity and vision. If afflicted, they may be exploited, fall into toxic fantasy, or become addicted to emotional validation. Their karma is refined when they learn to discern between resonance and romanticization. Sun and Mercury, voice of soul or inflated speech. This radiant conjunction helps Taurus rising express their values and ideals with clarity and confidence, often through writing, speaking, or collective storytelling. If benefic, they become soulful communicators who lead with gentleness and wisdom. If afflicted, they may become verbose, self-important, or emotionally reactive in public discourse. They evolve when they choose sincerity over sparkle, message over monologue. Venus and Ketu, detached desires or spiritual magnetism. This mystical pairing can bring social rewards through quiet charisma or karmic connections. Taurus rising may attract followers or networks without trying, especially in artistic or healing circles. If benefic, they become vehicles for higher beauty, grace that asks for nothing. If afflicted, they may feel unworthy of success or push it away. Fulfillment flows when they trust their value without needing applause. Mercury and Neptune, inspired channels or mental confusion. This deeply intuitive combination brings imagination and emotional fluency to communication. Taurus rising may write, speak, or create in ways that heal or awaken. If benefic, they become oracles of hope and mystic educators. If afflicted, they may speak from illusion, become mentally scattered, or project fantasies into facts. Their dharma ripens when they translate vision into clarity, not confusion. In summary, Pisces in the 11th house teaches Taurus rising that not all desires are fulfilled through effort, some are answered through grace. These conjunctions show that their greatest social rewards come when they shift from ownership to offering, from performance to presence. Networks aren't for climbing, they're for uplifting. This is where the builder becomes the dreamer, where the sensualist becomes the mystic, and where Taurus rising, born to stabilize the material, learns that the soul gains most when the heart lets go. The 11th house, Labha Bhava, the fulfillment of desires, gains social media, Virgo rising, part the analyst who must learn to dream wider. For Virgo rising, the 11th house, Labha Bhava, falls in Cancer, a cardinal water sign ruled by the moon. Virgo, ruled by Mercury, begins life with an analytical mind, a deep respect for order, and a desire to serve through precision and logic. But when it comes to the 11th house, governing social circles, long-term desires, and public platforms, they are met with Cancer's flowing emotionality. Here, facts must make space for feeling, precision must serve compassion, and the strategist must become a nurturer of the collective. Cancer in the 11th house calls Virgo rising to expand their definition of success. Gains are no longer strictly intellectual or professional, they are emotional, empathetic, and communal. The challenge is to embrace emotional intelligence as a currency of influence, and to understand that being helpful means more than being correct. It means being emotionally present. Cancer in the 11th, emotional networks, soulful gains. Cancer brings sensitivity, protectiveness, and memory into the 11th house. For Virgo rising, this means friendships are emotionally bonded, and their social networks feel like extended family. They gravitate towards circles where safety, care, and trust are valued, such as caregiving communities, healing professions, nonprofits, and nurturing online spaces. Their long-term goals are often centered around supporting others, contributing to family or societal welfare, and creating emotionally meaningful work. They may gain through intuitive alliances, community care, or emotionally resonant media. Public visibility grows not from logic alone, but from their ability to show feeling and vulnerability. Moon as Lord, feelings become the framework. The moon, ruler of Cancer, governs emotions, memory, and the need for belonging. In the 11th house, it shapes how Virgo rising connects with others and visualizes future success. If the moon is well placed, they are cherished in their communities, known for being emotionally dependable, loyal, and quietly impactful. Their gains come from supporting the emotional well-being of others, often without asking for credit. If afflicted, the moon can make them overly cautious, moody, or hesitant to express their own needs. They may suppress desires to remain useful to others, or choose networks that drain them emotionally. Their growth lies in honoring both their logic and their heart, realizing that personal fulfillment matters too. From service to emotional synergy. The 11th house teaches Virgo rising that they are not just problem solvers, they are emotional architects, that relationships are not systems to manage, but containers to nourish, and that their social impact grows not through perfection, but through presence. When they allow their need to help to soften into human connection, their networks blossom. When they step out of overthinking and into care, their dreams become collective offerings, not isolated achievements. Activation years and turning points. The 11th house activates at ages 11, 23, 35, 35, 47, 59, 71, and 83. These years bring emotionally significant gains, soul-aligned friendships, and breakthroughs in how they give and receive care in larger networks. At 23 or 35, they may join nurturing causes, healer circles, or platforms that blend empathy with service. At 47 or 59, they may become pillars of emotional support, counselors, mentors, or family matriarchs in a symbolic sense. Each cycle asks, are you only serving, or are you also connecting? Are your goals functional, or do they nourish your soul? From precision, ultimately, Cancer in the 11th house teaches Virgo rising that the highest form of contribution is not just correctness, but care. That gains are not only tangible, they are emotional legacies. And that the most meaningful desires are those that honor both the heart and the mind. This is where the analyst becomes the healer, where the perfectionist becomes the protector, and where Virgo rising, born to refine, learns that true fulfillment comes not from fixing, but from feeling, relating, and emotionally belonging. The 11th house, Labha Bhava, the fulfillment of desires, gains, social media, Virgo rising, part 2. 8 most defining conjunctions in Cancer, where emotional intelligence becomes social currency and logic must learn to trust the heart. For Virgo rising, Cancer energizes the 11th house, a realm of networks, aspirations, public support, and digital visibility. Governed by the moon, Cancer in this space requires the mercurial Virgo to drop analysis and embrace empathy. Here, desire is not something to calculate, it is something to feel. Gains are nurtured, not pursued. Friendships evolve through emotion, not optimization. These 8 conjunctions in Cancer represent karmic thresholds, where Virgo rising must shift from control to care, from precision to presence. Moon and Mercury, empathic intelligence or mental mood swings. This conjunction merges Virgo's ruling planet with the emotional force of the moon, producing deep emotional cognition. In the 11th house, it gives Virgo rising the capacity to articulate collective emotions, ideal for counseling, writing, or emotional advocacy. If benefic, their voices of reason and empathy in their circles. If afflicted, overthinking emotions or intellectualizing vulnerability can disrupt relationships. Dharma aligns when they learn to listen without fixing and speak with softness, not certainty. Moon and Venus, harmonious connector or emotional pleaser. This elegant pairing offers charm, emotional depth, and social magnetism. Virgo rising with this may gain through nurturing aesthetics, such as interior design, wellness branding, or beauty-infused emotional storytelling. If benefic, they build emotionally nourishing networks. If afflicted, they may sacrifice authenticity for approval or fear disrupting group harmony. Karma matures when they prioritize emotional truth over surface-level peace. Moon and Sun, inner stability or identity diffusion. This pairing integrates emotional needs with a public identity. For Virgo rising, it brings visibility through caregiving, emotional labor, or roles where they model strength through vulnerability. If benefic, they become emotionally resonant leaders, respected for being human, not just capable. If afflicted, emotional inconsistency or approval-seeking tendencies can destabilize social success. Dharma evolves when they balance being seen with staying centered. Moon and Jupiter, the guiding light or emotional overextension. This deeply nurturing conjunction inspires Virgo rising to dream generously and support others on a big-hearted scale. It supports success in spiritual communities, educational reform, or philanthropic networks. If benefic, they are cherished matriarchs, patriarchs of their circles. If afflicted, they may take on too much, give too freely, or lose themselves in others' emotional weight. Their growth lies in setting soulful limits and giving from a full cup. Moon and Rahu, viral empath or emotional instability online. This high-voltage conjunction can catapult Virgo rising into emotional influencer roles, healers, wellness bloggers, digital nurturers. If benefic, they tap into collective emotional trends and offer resonant content. If afflicted, their emotions may become performative, unstable, or exploited by others. Karma balances when they build an authentic, not algorithm-driven emotional presence. Mercury and Venus, sweet speech or codependent communication. This graceful blend amplifies Virgo rising's social charm, especially in emotionally resonant communication. If benefic, they become beloved advisors, writers, or creators in emotional wellness or relationship content. If afflicted, they may use sweetness to avoid conflict or over-accommodate in group dynamics. Their path clarifies when they find the courage to express both affection and boundaries. Sun and Jupiter, noble visibility or oversized emotional ego. This regal conjunction brings moral leadership and emotional generosity to the public sphere. Virgo rising may shine through advocacy, mentorship, or community organization. If benefic, they radiate heart-based wisdom. If afflicted, they may moralize others' emotions or become self-righteous in emotional spaces. Dharma ripens when they lead from compassion, not superiority. Sun and Rahu, popular protector or ego caught in care. This magnetic pairing can turn Virgo rising into a highly visible protector, caregiver, or emotional spokesperson. If benefic, they become symbols of emotional strength in the digital or public domain. If afflicted, they may become addicted to praise, struggle with authenticity, or experience burnout from performative care. Their evolution deepens when they serve without expectation and detach from needing recognition for their emotional labor. In summary, Cancer in the 11th house teaches Virgo rising that real fulfillment flows not from control, but from connection. That true gains are not calculated, they are cultivated. These conjunctions show that emotional truth must inform their social logic, and that presence often matters more than perfection. This is where the healer becomes the nurturer, where the analyst becomes the ally, and where Virgo rising, born to serve, discovers that the most nourishing gifts are those that come not from fixing others, but from feeling with them. The 11th house, Labha Bhava, the fulfillment of desires, gains, social media, Capricorn rising, part 1. the builder who must learn to dream broadly. For Capricorn rising, the 11th house, Labha Bhava, falls in Scorpio, a fixed water sign ruled by Mars and co-ruled by Ketu. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, begins life with discipline, realism, and a long-game mindset rooted in structure and responsibility. But when it comes to the 11th house, governing gains, networks, ambitions, and social influence, they are met with Scorpio's emotional depth, hidden intensity, and alchemical power. Here, the practical builder must learn to navigate the invisible. The corporate strategist must learn to trust transformation. And the architect of systems is called to manage emotional energy within collective frameworks. Scorpio in the 11th house demands that Capricorn rising become more than just a planner. They must become a transformer of collective desires. Their gains don't arrive through linear logic alone, but through psychological insight, complex alliances, and karmic timing. They must learn that true fulfillment may require trust, emotional courage, and the willingness to dive deep into the undercurrents of group power. Scorpio in the 11th, strategic networks, transformational gains. Scorpio brings secrecy, loyalty, intensity, and resilience into the 11th house. For Capricorn rising, this means that friendships are not taken lightly. Their social connections tend to be private, selective, and karmically charged. They may network in power-driven circles, finance, law, politics, research, healing, or activism, where influence is silent and loyalty is earned, not offered easily. They are not social butterflies. They are strategists. Social media may not be their natural habitat, but when they choose to engage, it is with depth, precision, and potent messaging. Their long-term goals are less about visibility and more about impact. They don't want popularity. Mars and Ketu as lords, focus and detachment in social success. Mars, ruling Scorpio, brings focus, willpower, and a drive to master. Ketu adds mysticism, detachment, and hidden karmic threads. In this house, Capricorn rising is asked to build alliances not just for material gain, but for shared power and transformation. If Mars is strong, they become strategic leaders, impactful organizers, or powerful collaborators in networks that require discretion and depth. If Ketu is also well placed, they may serve a quiet but fated role in reshaping institutions or ideologies. If Mars is afflicted, they may experience betrayals, conflicts, or emotional entanglements in group settings. If Ketu is unstable, they may withdraw, mistrust alliances, or sabotage potential collaborators. Their karmic refinement lies in managing emotional intensity without becoming rigid or isolated. From control to shared power. The 11th house teaches Capricorn rising that not all success can be self-engineered, that some rewards come from emotional investment, intuitive timing, and the power of shared transformation. Their path of fulfillment evolves when they learn to open to complexity, allow collaboration, and welcome deep but trustworthy connections. Here, the builder must learn to manage the emotional architecture of human systems, not just their logistics. Activation years and turning points. The 11th house activates at ages 11, 23, 35, 47, 59, 71, and 83. These years mark periods of intense social recalibration, hidden opportunities, and the emergence of powerful alliances or karmic reckonings in their network. At 23 or 35, they may join covert teams, research think tanks, or behind-the-scenes movements. At 47 or 59, they often become influencers in complex systems, quiet leaders who carry weight without fanfare. Each activation asks, are you controlling or collaborating? Are you guarding your desires or transforming them? Are your gains isolated or entangled in deeper purpose, from structure to subtle power? Ultimately, Scorpio in the 11th house teaches Capricorn rising that true fulfillment lies not only in achieving, but in evolving. That influence is not always loud, it is often profound, and that the deepest forms of gain are not in the spotlight, but in the silent transformation of systems, alliances, and futures. This is where the builder becomes the reformer, where structure meets soul, and where Capricorn rising, born to lead by discipline, learns that the greatest success may not be seen, but will always be felt. The 11th house, Labha Bhava, the fulfillment of desires, gains, social media, Capricorn rising part 2. 8 most defining conjunctions in Scorpio, where control meets intuition and hidden power shapes public gain. For Capricorn rising, the 11th house is Scorpio, a sign of secrecy, intensity, and transformation. Governed by Mars and co-ruled by Ketu, Scorpio here turns the otherwise pragmatic Capricorn into a master of unseen influence. Their gains don't come from obvious leadership, but from control of strategy, power dynamics, and well-placed networks. These 8 conjunctions in Scorpio represent crucial karmic moments when Capricorn rising must blend discipline with depth, trading linear success for layered, lasting impact. Mars and Mercury, strategic execution or covert manipulation. This conjunction sharpens Capricorn rising's ability to act with precision and speak with purpose in group environments. In the 11th house, it brings persuasive influence in legal, investigative, or policy-making circles. If benefic, they are silent powerhouses behind-the-scenes architects of collective movement. If afflicted, they may use manipulation, sarcasm, or divisive speech to maintain control. Karma matures when communication is aligned with strategy, not supremacy. Mars and Venus, intense collaboration or power-clashing partnerships. This pairing brings passion and friction into social bonds. For Capricorn rising, it may lead to magnetic collaborations, especially in finance, politics, or social reform. If benefic, they form powerful alliances that blend desire with direction. If afflicted, relationships in their network can become emotionally charged, competitive, or transactional. Dharma clarifies when they learn to share power without losing self-respect. Mars and Sun, hidden authority or ruthless drive. This potent combo amplifies Capricorn rising's willpower to influence outcomes from the shadows. They may lead initiatives in secrecy, managing people, policies, or systems without the need for recognition. If benefic, they become master strategists, trusted for their ability to handle intensity. If afflicted, they may dominate others through subtle coercion or chase success at any emotional cost. Karma evolves when they choose strength with integrity, not control through fear. Mars and Ketu, detached commander or isolated strategist. This sharp and ascetic conjunction pushes Capricorn rising to pursue ambition with a surgical level of focus, sometimes bordering on emotional disconnection. If benefic, they can cut through illusions and lead transformations in institutions, psychology, or underground movements. If afflicted, they may become emotionally unavailable, detached from results, or cold toward collaborators. Fulfillment arrives when they combine clarity with compassion, acting without attachment, but not without empathy. Sun and Mercury, executive mind or agenda-driven communication. This intellectual firepower gives Capricorn rising strong influence through speech, policy, or knowledge control. If benefic, they gain through legal leadership, investigative journalism, or executive think tanks. If afflicted, they may dominate conversations, suppress dissent, or intellectualize away emotion. Their karmic refinement lies in using their mind to unify, not fracture their communities. Sun and Rahu, public visibility or egoic entanglement. This high-voltage conjunction can pull Capricorn rising into the spotlight, especially in taboo-breaking or controversial sectors. If benefic, they become transformative public figures, leading social evolution from the edges. If afflicted, they may become obsessed with power, fame, or secrecy, unable to disengage from projection. Dharma matures when they redirect public attention toward shared purpose, not personal inflation. Venus and Ketu, soulful withdrawal or cold detachment from community. This mystical blend brings both beauty and austerity to their social field. Capricorn rising may disengage from superficial socializing, preferring deep karmic alliances. If benefic, they form subtle yet meaningful connections, often in spiritual, artistic, or healing spaces. If afflicted, they may feel emotionally numb or unable to form true social intimacy. Fulfillment grows when they embrace selective vulnerability, allowing softness to complement strength. Mercury and Rahu, mental obsession or digital influence mastery. This fast and disruptive conjunction supercharges Capricorn rising's influence in modern media, cryptic communication, or data strategy. If benefic, they become social tacticians, dominant in tech, research, or digital politics. If afflicted, they may overanalyze, spread paranoia, or suffer from obsessive thinking. Their karmic intelligence blossoms when they learn to clarify the message, not just control the narrative. In summary, Scorpio in the 11th house teaches Capricorn rising that power doesn't always look like a podium. It often whispers through corridors. These conjunctions challenge them to choose impact over visibility, truth over manipulation, and aligned force over covert ambition. This is where the builder becomes the tactician, where structure becomes strategy, and where Capricorn rising, born to command order, learns that the greatest social gain is not always built in daylight, but in the quiet precision of transformational trust.